Welcome back to the channel everybody, Sudhindra here again, and today I'm going to give you the best alternatives for OnePlus Nord. Nord seems to be a solid mid-range phone for the price. It has a Fluid AMOLED display with 90Hz refresh rate, 6 cameras, and most importantly, it is future-proof with inbuilt 5G modem. In fact, I made an entire video giving you the reasons why you should be buying Nord. The criteria here is very simple. It should be an Android phone, it should have AMOLED display. Of course, on request, I am including Realme X3 and X3 Super Zoom in this comparison. The phone should be powered by Snapdragon 730 Plus processor or an equivalent processor. The pricing should be around OnePlus Nord, and there should be at least one non-Chinese phone in this comparison. Alright, the contenders in this comparison are OnePlus Nord, of course. We have Redmi K20 Pro, we have Realme X2 Pro, we have Realme X3 and X3 Super Zoom, we have iQOO 3. And the non-Chinese contenders are Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite and the phone that excites me a lot, Google Pixel 4a. I know Pixel 4a is not released yet, but the leaks suggest the phone is coming on 3rd of August. So I'm just including this because it has a lot of boxes to tick in this comparison. Please note that I'll not be going in deep about all the specifications about each and every device because that will end up making this video more than an hour. I'll just stick to their performance in different sections that we are going to see today. I personally have used few of these devices, so I'll be giving my own experience. If your phone of interest is not there in this list, you can leave it in the comments below and I will try to respond with my suggestion. So we are going to evaluate these phones based on below criteria: display, durability, processor and performance, cameras, operating system, speaker and audio, RAM and storage, battery and charger, features that are specific to this phone which makes this phone stand out, and finally, what is the price to performance rating. I'm not going to compare the network quality or the call quality of these phones because all these phones have excellent call quality. At the same time, I'm not going to look at the design because design is subjective. On the recent updates, it looks like there are some green tint issues in OnePlus Nord screen. So I suggest you, if you decide to buy OnePlus Nord, wait for 1 month or 2 months. Let OnePlus iron out all the issues and I'm sure they will. And then you can go ahead and buy OnePlus Nord. Shall we get into the comparison? But before we get there, if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to the channel and ring the bell to get notified whenever I post an awesome tech video. Friends, I have a target to reach 1000 subscribers by the end of this year and I can do it only with your support. Without further ado, let's get started. We will be ranking the phones on 0 to 10, 10 being the highest, and at the end of the video we will add all the criteria and see which phone scores the most. Please note that this rating is relative. And when you compare this phone with some other phone which is outside this list, the ratings will change. At the same time, the price to performance ratio is based on the current prices. If the prices change, then the ratings will change too. What I'm going to do is I'll be keeping the table on the screen and I'll be talking individually about each and every category for each and every phone. You can keep an eye on this table. Along with me, you can start guessing the scores for each and every phone listed here. And you can comment your rating down in the comments and see if our scores match. Again friends, this is my opinion and your opinion might change. I'm not a fanboy for any brand. All the brands are equal for me. Coming to our first category, display. The Redmi K20 Pro comes with 6.39 inch Super AMOLED display with just 60Hz refresh rate. What it has is a full view display without a notch or a punch hole. So I give 8 out of 10 for this display. Realme X2 Pro on the other hand has a 6.5 inch AMOLED display with a water drop notch on the top. It has a 90Hz display and it is bright enough even in direct sunlight. So I'm giving it 9.5. OnePlus Nord has a 6.44 inch AMOLED display with 90Hz refresh rate, but the brightness levels of these phones are little low. So I'm giving it 7.5. Even though Realme X3 and X3 Super Zoom phones come with 120Hz refresh rate, it has an IPS LCD and the brightness levels are extremely low. So I'm giving it 5. iQOO 3 again has a 6.44 inch Super AMOLED display with a punch hole. It is a 60Hz refresh rate display, so I am giving it 7. Samsung Note 10 Lite comes with an amazing 6.7 inch Super AMOLED display with a punch hole camera. It is bright enough even in direct sunlight, however it has a 60Hz refresh rate, so I am giving it 8. You will have mixed feelings about Pixel 4a screen. It's again an AMOLED display, but it's a small 5.8 inch with a punch hole. So for me and for those who are looking for a compact phone, this is the phone for you. And the brightness levels are decent enough, but unfortunately you will not see fast refresh rate in this phone. This will be defaulted at 60Hz refresh rate. So I'm giving it 7.5. Coming to the durability, Redmi K20 Pro has an aluminum frame and it has survived the bend test or the stress test. So I'll be giving it a 9. Same is the case with Realme X2 Pro, same 9 points here. OnePlus Nord on the other hand has a plastic frame. There are a lot of phones which has survived the stress test or bend test with plastic frame. However, OnePlus has snapped, albeit the stress that Zach has put is extremely high. I'll be giving it a 6. Realme X3 and X3 Super Zoom phones also have a plastic frame, but they have survived the bend test. So I'll be giving them a 7. iQOO 3 has an aluminum frame, 9. Galaxy Note 10 Lite has a plastic frame. I have to check and confirm on that. However, it has survived the bend test. So I'll be giving it a 8. Pixel A series also has a plastic frames, but again they are decently durable. So I'll be giving them a 8 too. The next category we'll see is the processor and performance. Redmi K20 Pro is powered by Snapdragon 855, last year's flagship. Realme X2 Pro has Snapdragon 855 Plus processor, which is about 10 to 15% better than Snapdragon 855. So I'll be giving it a 8.5 compared to 8 for Redmi K20 Pro. Coming to OnePlus Nord, it is powered by Snapdragon 765G processor. It is a premium mid-range processor. In the 7 series processor, this is the best we have seen till now, and OnePlus made a right decision by picking this. We have to give it 7.5. But let me tell you, 7.5 is not bad at all. Coming to Realme X3, X3 Super Zoom phones, they are powered by Snapdragon 855 Plus processor again, and as I said, it's a powerful processor and I will be giving this 8.5 again. The competition spices up now. iQOO 3 is powered by none other than Snapdragon 865, albeit the 5G modem in this is disabled. This is the processor this year and I'm giving it 9.5. The reason why I'm not giving 10 is because the 5G modem is disabled in the lower end variants. Galaxy Note 10 Lite on the other hand is powered by Exynos 9810 processor, which is a 2.5-year-old processor, which is decently powerful, but it lacks when you start playing games or run heavy applications. So I'm giving it 7.5. Coming to Google Pixel 4a, it is powered by Snapdragon 730 processor. The way Google optimizes, even though Google Pixel 3a had a 6 series processor, we have never seen a dip in Pixel 3a's performance. That's because of stock Android OS. So I'll be giving it a 7. The next category we see is the OS or the skin. I'm talking about the skin that is on the Android that all these manufacturers run. Redmi K20 is powered by MIUI. I'm giving it 7 points. Coming to Realme X2 Pro and X3 Super Zoom phones, they are powered by Realme UI. I'm giving these 7 too. OnePlus Nord has Oxygen OS and that is the selling point of any OnePlus phones. And as I always said, this is what Android is supposed to be. So 10 points. Coming to Galaxy Note 10 Lite, it has Samsung's new One UI. So I'm giving it 9. Pixel 4a, again, stock Android, I'm giving it 10. Coming to the cameras, Redmi K20 Pro has a 48 megapixel triple camera setup, a 20 megapixel selfie camera. So I give them a 7.5 out of 10. Coming to Realme X2 Pro, it has a 64 megapixel quad camera setup and a 16 megapixel selfie. So I'm giving it 8. Coming to OnePlus Nord, it has a 48 megapixel quad camera setup. So I'm giving it a 7.5. Realme X3 and X3 Super Zoom has a 64 megapixel quad camera setup with 60x zoom in the Super Zoom model, and they have 32 megapixel and 8 megapixel dual setup for selfies. I'll be giving 8.5 here because of the zoom functionality. Coming to iQOO, it has a 48 megapixel quad camera setup and a 16 megapixel selfie camera. I'm giving it 7.5. Coming to the Galaxy Note 10 Lite cameras, it has a triple camera setup. All cameras are 12 megapixel, 12 megapixel, 12 megapixel cameras. In the front, it has a 32 megapixel single camera. I'm giving this 8.5. Coming to the Pixel 4a, it has a single rear camera with 12.2 megapixels and a single selfie camera which is at 8 megapixel. I will not talk much about this. This camera gets 10 out of 10. So if you are looking for a camera phone, Pixel 4a is the phone for you. Coming to the speakers and audio, both Redmi K20 Pro and Realme X2 Pro has good speakers as well as 3.5mm jack. So I'm going to give them 8 out of 10. OnePlus Nord on the other hand misses out on the 3.5mm jack. At the same time, the single downward firing speaker is not great too. You can also go and watch what other reviewers are saying about this speaker. iQOO 3 again has dual stereo speaker setup and a 3.5mm jack, so I'll be giving it a 8. Galaxy Note 10 Lite also has decent speakers, so I'm giving it 7.5. Pixel 4a comes with decent speakers, so I'm giving it 7. Coming to RAM and storage, Redmi K20 Pro has LPDDR4X and UFS 2.1 storage. I'm giving it a 7. Coming to Realme X2 Pro, it has UFS 3.0 storage only for the higher end variant, so I'm giving it 7.5. OnePlus Nord has LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.1, so I'm giving it 7. Realme X3 and X3 Super Zoom phones has UFS 3.0, so I'm giving it 8. The next category is the battery and charger. Redmi K20 Pro has a 4000 mAh battery with a 27 watt fast charger, so I'm giving it a 8. Realme X2 Pro on the other hand has the same 4000 mAh battery but a brilliant 50 watt charger which will charge your phone under 30 minutes, so I'm giving it a 9.5. I just wish they would have given a bigger battery and scored 10. OnePlus Nord has 4115 mAh battery and a Warp Charge 30T, which is again a wonderful charging technology, so I'm giving it 8.5. Realme X3 and X3 Super Zoom comes with 4200 mAh battery and a 30 watt charger. I'm giving it 8. iQOO 3 comes with 4400 mAh battery and a 55 watt fast charger, so I'm giving it a 9.52. Coming to Galaxy Note 10 Lite, it has a 4500 mAh battery and it comes with a 25 watt charger. I'm giving it a 8. Coming to the Pixel 4a, it has an approximate capacity of 3000 mAh and it comes with dated 18 watt fast charger, so I'm giving it a 7. Now let's talk about the specialties of this phone and how we can rank them. The Redmi K20 Pro comes with a pop-up camera, that means we have a full view display and it has a flashy design. It might be a hit or miss, so I rate it as 8. Realme X2 Pro has a super watt charger and very good stereo speakers, so I am rating it 9. OnePlus Nord is the only phone in this comparison to have a 5G modem inbuilt, and the other advantage of OnePlus is of course Oxygen OS, and I am giving it 8 points. Realme X3 and X3 Super Zoom phones come with their own specialties. The biggest of them is they have Snapdragon 855 Plus, they have UFS 3.0 storage, and the Super Zoom model has zoom capabilities of 60x, so I am giving them 8. iQOO 3 is a gamer's dream. It has 8 triggers that will help you during playing games. It has Snapdragon 865 processor and UFS 3.1, so I'm giving it a 9. Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite comes with amazing cameras, very good display, and of course S Pen, so I'm giving it 8. Pixel 4a, stock Android, compact phone and superb cameras, so I'm giving it 7. Now you might ask why 7? It might narrow down to the pricing. The last section is of course price to performance. We have to see how these phones are priced against what they are offering to you. Coming to Redmi K20 Pro, at the moment it's priced around 25,000, so I'm giving it a score of 8. Realme X2 Pro is priced between 32,000 and it's a superb phone for that price, so I'm giving it an 8. OnePlus Nord pricing, you know, we don't know when the 25,000 variant is coming. The 28,000 variant is decent enough and the 30,000 variant is very close to iQOO 3, so I'm going to give 7 points. I wish they would have priced it 1,000 or 2 lesser. That would have made it an amazing phone. Realme X3 and X3 Super Zoom phones, I want to rate them high, but Realme has killed these phones with IPS LCD display, which are not bright too. I have to give 6 for these phones. If you already bought Realme X3, X3 Super Zoom phones, don't take me wrong. This is just my opinion. Coming to iQOO 3, I rate it 9.5. It's an absolute value for money phone. The only thing lacking in this phone is Oxygen OS. I really wish it comes with Oxygen OS. Coming to Samsung Note 10 Lite, it's priced around 37,000 and almost 8,000, 9,000 higher than OnePlus Nord. However, this is the only Samsung device that I wanted to pick. I don't want to bring the A series phones into this fight because they are not strong enough to take the fight. So I'm going to give Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite 7 points here. Coming to Google Pixel 4a, it all narrows down to its pricing in India. At the moment, I'm giving it 8 points. Pixel 4a is rumored to come at a lower price compared to Pixel 3a. And if it's the same in India too, at that price, I'll be one of the first few to buy the phone. Since I'm not like the other reviewers, I'm going to include few important points here. The first one here is the SAR value. To put it simply, SAR tells you what kind of radiation a phone generates, and the lower SAR value, the better it is. Out of all the brands, not just limiting to the phones that we see here, Samsung and Apple generally do a very good job when it comes to SAR value. When it comes to the other brands, generally Chinese brands are high on SAR value, something similar to the OnePlus phones as well. The second thing I want to point here is hearing aid compatibility. If you use hearing aids, or if you are going to buy this phone for someone who is using hearing aids, you have to be sure that they feel comfortable using this. The latest hearing aids are compatible with most of the phones. However, there is a specific hardware that comes along with the phone which makes it very comfortable for these people to hear. And just like earlier, Apple, Samsung and Google phones generally come with this hardware. So special mention about those phones again. The third thing is display. Now a lot of people like AMOLED display. Some people like LCD displays because LCDs produce rich colors whereas AMOLED produce deeper black. However, for people who have gone through cataract or some similar surgery, AMOLED displays are easier for them to use. I thought this is important for me to let you guys know, especially if you are buying any of these phones for your parents or for yourself and if you have these conditions. Alright, now let's see where these phones stand. I again want to reiterate, this is my opinion and your opinion might be completely different. If we total the points, Realme X3 and X3 Super Zoom stand at 7th place, 74 points. They do have decent cameras and very high gaming performance, so if you are looking for these two, you can happily go there. But again, LCD is a downer. OnePlus Nord is in the 5th place with 76 points. However, OnePlus can easily take it to 3rd or 4th place with OTA updates, and I'm sure OnePlus is going to do that. The next three phones have the equal number of points, but I'm ranking them based on the release date. We have Redmi K20 Pro at 5th place with 78.5 points. We have Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Lite with the same number of points at 4th place, and we have Google Pixel 4a at 3rd place. Coming to the top two, these phones have scored the points very close to each other. At 2nd place, we have Realme X2 Pro. Even though it is little older, it still is an amazing performer with Snapdragon 855 Plus, is super fast 50-watt charger which charges your phone in less than half an hour, and that always surprises me whenever I see that phone. And it comes for under 30,000 for entry-level variant, which is still very good. And the winner of the comparison is iQOO 3 with 85 points. For under 34,000, you'll get a phone with Snapdragon 865. I know the 5G modem in this is disabled. However, it will take about 2 to 2.5 years for 5G to be completely implemented in India and the prices to get affordable. And by then, most of us will be shopping for a new phone anyway. Again, you can buy any phones in this list without having a second thought. And if you are particular about OnePlus Nord, go ahead and buy, but make the right decision by picking the right variant. For that, go check out my video. And if you are particular about OnePlus and if you don't want to buy OnePlus Nord, I will suggest either look for OnePlus 7T Pro or OnePlus 8. I don't suggest OnePlus 7T because even 7T is structurally weak. At the same time, it has a weaker battery too. Friends, I am trying to build a community in Telegram where you can have a conversation with fellow tech enthusiasts as well as you can have a direct conversation with me too. So go ahead and join the Telegram community. The name will be appearing on the screen any moment now. You can also follow me on my other social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. So it comes to which feature is important for you and how you're going to use that feature. Do let me know in the comment section below what is the most important feature for you and what phone are you going to pick from these. Also let me know if you are going to pick something outside these. Remember, you cannot have everything in every phone and there is no perfect phone out there. I do my level best to answer every question, and if you have any questions at all, you can leave it in the comments below. If this video is helpful, do let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Tweet it, share it, and most importantly, if you haven't joined yet, join the TechPlatter family by hitting the subscribe button down there. Friends, my next videos are about Google Pixel 4a and upcoming phones in August 2020. So do keep an eye on this channel and see whether your favorite phone is coming in August. See you in the next video. Till then, stay hungry, stay foolish.